Everybody, welcome back to the Cow's channel for A Cow's Opinion. What is A Cow's Opinion? It is where we go over the biggest news and stories and all the happenings that are going on in the video game industry. And I give you my opinion. Remember, it's okay, and you don't need to get mad about it because it is A Cow's Opinion. It's a moo point. And this is not Sunday. This is not the usual day. But guys, first of all, not only is it the cow's birthday, and I don't know 100% if we'll be able to get a thing during my birthday weekend, but this is a big enough story to where I don't think we can wait 6 more days to post. You might know a little game series called Grand Theft Auto. Basically 1 and 2 was they did pretty well, and then 3 came out and just blew the hell up. It was honestly an amazing game. I remember my roommate at the time playing it, and just both of us just blown away by what it could do and what it meant and all this stuff. And of course, when Rockstar makes a Grand Theft Auto, whether it's a main numbered series or even if it's like one of the side ones like Vice City or San Andreas or whatever, they make tons of money off of this, and then their online stuff just prints money for years. Grand Theft Auto, its most recent iteration, has been out for a long time, and we all know they're working on Grand Theft Auto 6, and we especially know that because somebody leaked it, and that's what we're going to talk about, because Rockstar has responded to the illegal Grand Theft Auto leak as the messy aftermath continues. I found several articles from Kotaku and Polygon, Owen Good from Polygon, and Josh Walker from Kotaku. There's a ton of information. Guys, over the weekend, Grand Theft Auto 6 was leaked. And I don't just mean confirmation. I mean, there was close to 100 screenshots. They leaked actual video of the game in process. They freaking had the source code. We will get to that later. In the video, the source code of the game. And all I have to say is, Rockstar, you've been teaching us to steal for decades. What did you expect? But no, that's the one joke I'll make about this. Let's go on. So, honestly, Take-Two is launching into full-on Streisand maneuver and trying to DMCA all footage, and the source code appears to have been offered for sale while the origin of the leak is playing whack-a-mole against himself. And at this moment, Rockstar have confirmed the leak as well. We do know that the leaker is believed to be a 16-year-old hacker from the UK who, and this is the dumb part, I don't want to talk about politics and punishment in the courts or anything, but he was apparently arrested before for hacking things and was given 1 month no internet or computers as a slap on the wrist. He then hacked Uber, did not get anything too valuable from Uber, but then managed to do this. It does not appear it is a network intrusion and unauthorized third party illegally accessed and downloaded confidential information from our systems. It does not appear that he managed to hack, and there's Rockstar Games' tweet. I'll leave it on here for a second so you can read that. They'll talk about how disappointed they are that the game was shared this way. We will go over why it's terrible as well. It does not appear to be that the hacker managed to penetrate the actual security. The working theory as they're looking through everything is that he managed to phish and either buy or access one of the employees' passwords and security protocols, not through like breaking through like in the movies, but just basically, hey, this is your boss. I got locked out. Can you send me my password or whatever? Something like that. They're not sure yet. They're working on it still, and I'm sure that they will find it. We do not anticipate any disruption to our live game services, nor any long-term effect on the developer projects. Extremely disappointed, and they will properly introduce it when it was ready. There's a ton of videos of this. Again, they are DMCAing everything that they can. So I'm not going to leak to any of the videos, even though you can still find them if you know where to look. Don't put it on the internet, you guys. Rockstar will squish you. You don't DMCA takedowns of videos that aren't your property. Debatable, but yes, in this case, this is totally true. And of course, they're always going to pop up forever. Once it's on the internet, there's no hacker, there's no corporate safeguard, there's no auto wipe. You cannot. I know TV and the internet like to tell us you can, but it's impossible to erase anything once it's been released on the web. So basically, the hacker who goes by Teapot was on the GTA forums. They've been scrubbed now, but he managed to impersonate and he's been trying to negotiate a deal to sell them the source code. And one person I know of, we're not going to show that article, but I've seen an article where somebody was trying to buy the GTA source codes for 5 and 6 and spent $100,000, and it was a scammer targeting him. So, look, if you're going to try to buy something illegally and you get scammed, I don't have the biggest sympathy for you. You're trying to take someone else's hard work. Even if it's just so you can have it, you deserve to get fleeced. So the leaker is claiming to have source code for both games, and tell me your price. So the subreddit was closed and moderators stripped it of the content of the leaks, probably after lawyers began growling. It's now open, but they have posted a thing that says, hey, look, this is illegal. This is terrible. We have in the past always complied with legal requests, and we're going to do so now. I'm not going to hate Reddit, because guess what? You don't want corporations and courts to come ban you, because information should be free is not an excuse. A moderator, Kotaku, says, it's been a day, while emphasizing just how tricky their job is right now. It made things harder to moderate. Now, Teapot has deleted his accounts, including Telegram, as all of a sudden he realized he is in massive big trouble. This is billions of dollars of IP, and he's not getting a slap on the wrist this time, you guys. So he even made another account, and then that one's been deleted, and the admins have confirmed it. So this hacker is going to be in a lot of trouble. I don't think this isn't like other times. This is billions of dollars that he's doing stuff. Now, Polygon have this really cool write-up that I also want to touch, which is the GTA 6 leak is not a victory for transparency, and it won't make Rockstar move any faster. And I 100% agree with Owen Good here. This is bad. This is bad for Rockstar, this is bad for gaming, and this is bad for people who want Grand Theft Auto. So, it is a wonderful read. I want to encourage you to do it, but basically, this is incomplete. You're not getting this game early, and you're not getting more info. It's not going to change the product, and people's jobs are in play. So let's go through those one at a time. Clearly, this is incomplete. Now, like I said, I've seen footage and on YouTube before it was scrubbed from where I saw it, and I've seen screenshots before it was scrubbed from where I saw it. And a lot of people are saying, "Oh my God, it looks so bad." Yeah, it's an alpha. Genius. It's not supposed to look good. If it looked wonderful, we'd be asking, why don't we have this now? Now, it's been in development in some form since 2014. But what does that mean? Owen goes on to say, and you know what? Does that mean for the first 2 years it literally only existed on somebody's pad and pen as they were writing out, here's the idea for the main characters, and here's the idea for the final villain, here's a feature I would like to... Some form just means that somebody's been thinking about it for a while. It's nice when game companies can tell you, we've been working on it for a long time, you guys. But it doesn't mean that it's been coded since 2014. That's impossible. It's not going to happen. You're not getting the game early. Damn straight. Now, it's kind of fun to see, but let's all make sure that we understand this right now, you guys. You don't get Grand Theft Auto 6 early. What you get is somebody's hard work and source code illegally leaked. You're not getting anything newer. Now, Owen goes on to remind us that back in 2003, somebody had the Half-Life 2 source code, and people were able to, configure it into something that was playable. But they have a lot of information, but you're not getting the game early. You don't get to play Grand Theft Auto 6. You don't get to know anything cool about the plot or the story. You're not getting twists and turns early, because it's still early enough in game development that they can just change that. You're not getting anything but somebody stealing somebody else's work. And you're not getting more info either. They're not going to suddenly say, well, now that it's out there, here we are at Rockstar, guys. Here's a list of everything that's going to be in Grand Theft Auto 6. No. You're not getting anything. Because first of all, if they leak anything and Rockstar's like, well, we don't want that out there, they can just change it. It's early enough in development. And second of all, it's early in development. I don't have to say anything else than that, really. It's early enough in development that these guys haven't finalized anything. The graphics aren't done. The textures aren't done. There's a ton of bugs that they haven't even begun to squash because they haven't even finished building the game to squash it. You're not getting new info or exciting info. You're getting somebody's sketches of what Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be. And maybe they look pretty good to you, and that's fine. But you're not getting anything. And this won't change the finished product. They're not going to... It doesn't matter if every single one of us get on our Twitters and tweet, I think that we should have 4 protagonists instead of the 2 that they've been rumored. One of the only things we know about Grand Theft Auto 6 is that it's doing a Bonnie and Clyde inspiration, and kind of like 5 where you had 3 main characters to play, you're going to have 2, possibly more, but 2, your Bonnie and your Clyde, which means one's a dude and one's a chick. And that's all you've got. You're not going to change anything. I don't think that there should be a woman or somebody. Well, I think that all of the playable characters should be women to empower. They're not going to change it. They don't care what you think. It's Grand Theft Auto. It is expected to generate bookings, of $3.5 billion at launch and $2 billion thereafter. I'm going to argue that with gaming still growing and how much people love Grand Theft Auto, $5.5 billion may be a low ball figure. And when they're already going to be making billions, they don't care what your opinion is. You can look at it if you want to, but it's not going to change a damn thing. And here is probably the most important thing. People's jobs are in play here. And this is where I really do want to focus, guys. There is no question that having your unfinished work brought before the world to be picked apart is demoralizing as hell. I'm already thinking about how I'd feel if you saw a draft of this article leaked, or the discussions I'm having with my editors, benign as all of them are. Now, we in the gaming community have really been very anti-crunch, and I'm very proud of us for that. People say a lot of things about us nerds, but let me be clear. We don't like it when you have to work 80 hours a week for any amount of time, much less years, to get a game out, to make some lawyer in a C-suite money on his stock options. We don't like it. But this is putting people's jobs in jeopardy. This is not fun. It's not cool. It's not. I know I sound like a dad. I'm sorry, but it's just not right, man. To steal somebody else's sketches and their hopes for what the game could be and putting it out there for the internet to take a big dump on. And the internet is taking a big dump on it. Some corners. Most people are taking it for what it is, and they're not like doing anything massively bad, but let's be honest, there are some people like, the game looks like garbage, it doesn't even look finished. It's not. This is years away. And I understand that when we get really, really hyped on a game, that we get freaking, angsty pantsy. I already want the next Super Robot Wars, and they haven't even announced it yet. I already want to play the next Fire Emblem. It's coming out in January. I already want the next Resident Evil 4 remake. It's not done. It's not coming out yet. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, I can't make them come out faster. If you've been following this channel, I'm playing 2 Point Campus. It's a lot of fun. I had to wait from May to August because they had issues with some of the development and had to push it back. I can't make it come out faster. Markiplier has 20 million subscribers. He can't make a game come out faster. But what this does is that it can really hurt people's jobs. Because they're going to go back and they're going to see what they need to redo. But they're also going to go back and they're going to see, Do we need to fire somebody because somebody may have accidentally contributed to this leak? Somebody or somebodies could lose their jobs from this. Increased workplace security and quality of life are two dots that are not hard to connect, and remote work policies could be on the table. Guys, after COVID, I'm going to say it, just I don't care if they suppress this video. Guys, after that happened, some gaming companies have been forcing people back into the office, but a lot of them are trying either hybrid or work from home schedules. But these companies don't exist as Santa Claus. They have to make sure that your data needs to be secure as well as their data needs to be secure. When you are playing online and you make microtransactions or you buy the DLC, you need to know that your credit card's not just going to magically appear the very next day for sale someplace. And Grand Theft Auto 6 may make them say, look, if you're on the GTA team, I'm sorry, you can't work from home anymore. We've had a massive... They can point to this, and it's not necessarily them being jerks. They can point to this, and they can say, we had a massive security breach, and we need to know that it's not going to happen again. This is minimum $5.5 billion on the line. Think about your paycheck at work. Now think about $5.5 billion. It's kind of important. But the worst of all is that if you work for Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar, and if you work for Rockstar Games, and you've moved away, and they say, look, you're going to have to come into the office from now on, and you say, I live 300 miles away now because you said it was fine. Like, you either need to move back or you got to commute. And some people aren't going to get to work at their dream company anymore or on their dream game anymore. And I hope that doesn't happen. We don't know that that's not going to happen. Don't at Rockstar. If you punish one single person for this, we don't know who's at fault or not. They will find out. They would definitely nail the poor moron who decided this is a good idea. Either for fun or because he thought he could make a little money off of it. We've all seen movies and TV shows. Don't mess with billions of dollars. People don't like it. And they'll go to crush you. There's nothing really to do, unfortunately. There's no way to get ahead of the story. There's no way to get things done. There's nothing that's going to be changed. This is just... Yeah, see, if Rockstar contacts me with an offer, it won't be leaked. Yes, it did. He is almost certainly going to pay for this, but unfortunately, Rockstar, and more importantly than Rockstar, Rockstar's employees are going to be paying for this for a long time. And the worst thing is, as excited as this gets us for Grand Theft Auto 6, now it's going to take even longer to come out because the source code got leaked. When your source code gets leaked, that makes it easier for online hacking tools to hack the online portion of the game. It makes it easier for them to try to steal credit card information from microtransactions or from in-game purchases. They have to fix it. They have to patch it. They have to redo it. It has to be made different. And that takes more time, more money, and more man hours. You can't just magically snap your fingers and it's done in a week. That's not how game development works. It's going to delay the game that we all want to play because one guy, I'm assuming it's a guy. Women can be evil masterminds too. But because one person decided, I want to do this. Now we don't get Grand Theft Auto 6. And now a bunch of hardworking game developers are under a lot of stress and had a really terrible weekend. And I'm under a lot of stress in my personal life right now, so I can commiserate with them. It's not fun to know that there's this massive thing coming at you and you can't do nothing about it. And you just gotta wait for it to pass. So, listen, if you work at Rockstar and you happen to see this, I can't wait to play your game. And I will patiently wait to play your game. Maybe even for the channel. We don't know. But regardless, man, just make your games. And let's all just be a little nicer to them. And not just, I can't believe it looks this bad, or I can't believe they're doing this. It's an early build of the game. It's nowhere near done. And we don't know anything yet. Except that, unfortunately, Rockstar and their employees had a very bad week. You will probably have another Cow's Opinion this weekend, because, I'm probably going to be able to do it. This was a big enough story and a time-sensitive enough story that I thought I'm just going to put it out there. So, thank you guys so much. If you enjoy this content or any of the stuff that I post as I'm playing through games online, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. Let me know what you think about all this. If you play Grand Theft Auto 6, if you saw anything, what you thought, do not link anything in the comments. You will get your YouTube account banned. They are full on suppress mode, and I can understand why with the source code leaking. Guys, thank you very much. You have a good evening, and I'll see you soon.